Hello, humans and non-humans. I am the Naughty Oracle. My name is Naomi Beth. I call myself the Naughty Oracle because I like to tell it like it is, or how things are happening throughout my life, and hopefully it helps you to understand where you might need to work on yourself and get into a higher vibrational, peaceful life, as I'm doing right now. So today's topic is about toxic people. It's a doozy, isn't it? So we all know, whenever if I was to tell you toxic person, you're going to have people pop into your head like, oh yeah, that's such and such, and that's such and such. And you know those toxic people that are in your life. But sometimes you have to have them hanging around you. So I thought I'd give you my perspective on toxicity in people, because we can be toxic to other people without even knowing or subconsciously knowing. I'm going to talk a bit about that. And I'm going to talk to you about how we may be able to decrease that toxic exposure of people that push our buttons, basically. So, first off, what is a toxic person? So, or a toxic behavior, because we all have behaviors that are toxic. I'm going to give you one. You probably think, oh yeah, those negative people that always talk about themselves. I've written a list, so those that talk about themselves or always bring back the conversation to them, that egotistical type character. Those that only believe in what they want to believe in, so they will listen to you and then try to talk you into their beliefs still, without taking into account what you believe in and accept that. Those that make you feel drained after you talk to them. It doesn't matter what you talk to them about. You just feel and yuck. Those that you have to stay quiet around and not have an opinion. Those that make you have an anxious feeling in your tummy even before you get to go to see them or interact with them. I've got a whole family like that I prefer not to be around. And if I have to, it's like I'm walking into a lion's den. So I'm just saying it's not my family, but it is another family that I do visit. Anyway, so I prefer to stay away from those situations as much as I can. And I give myself permission to do that. I will give you 3 words that have helped me understand removing the toxic people out of my life a lot more. So there's some things. There's also another one, those that enable you. So they're the ones who let you buy the junk food when you're on a diet. They're the ones who say, yes, the sun shines out of your ass and nothing you do is wrong. Hello to some of those parents out there who think their kids are darlings. And you have to make them stand up for their behaviours. And look, I've learnt along the way too. I've had some toxic experiences where I have enabled my children, where I haven't been the best friend, where I haven't been the best partner. And that's just part of the learning lessons of life. So I've had to go through those experiences of those toxic people. But and my toxic behaviours, my own toxic behaviours. But I'm not going to, the more aware I become of them, the less toxic energy happens in my life. I also want to say that when you send unconditional love to everybody, that can also be a toxic energy. Ooh. That's hit some chords, hasn't it? What I mean by that is that if a person does not believe they deserve that unconditional love, it's a waste of energy because they're not going to accept that unconditional love. But not only that, it will make them feel more uncomfortable because they're not used to that vibration. So you can send that unconditional love, but it's the projection or the intention that you're using with that unconditional love, because don't tell me like every unconditional love is no intent. Bullshit. There is intent behind unconditional love. There is intent behind every choice we make in our lives. There is intent behind every decision we make every day of our life. There was an intent of me putting a candle behind me to flame up today any toxicity that's coming through the camera. Okay? There is intention in everything. There is intention that's coming through the words that I am speaking right now. And I'm hoping it's hitting in the right place for you. If not, comment down below. I don't care. Let's have a conversation about it. Toxic people, toxic behaviors. It's here. It is in our life. We are human. This is what we have to cope with. How do we do that? First off, reaction. How do you react to those toxic people that are around you? My favorite one is see you later. We used to call it being shy, not talking, hibernating, all those sort of things. And now I think you call it ghosting. You know, where you don't respond to people, you don't react at all. It's like that passive aggressive thing happening. Passive aggressiveness is my superpower. Gets me out of a lot of stuff. I just pull myself back and hide away. So this is very important to understand, that you can create a cycle of toxic energy. So someone has a toxic behavior towards you. You can reciprocate that toxic energy to somebody else. Or you can react to the person that has sent it to you and blow it all up into a big drama quest. You know, the choice is always yours. Pulling away from that toxic behavior, you get the opportunity to be aware of how it affected you. You get the opportunity of being aware of how you can remove that toxic energy from your life, whether it's an energy session that you do on yourself, whether it's saying affirmations to create more positive vibrations throughout your energy body, whether it's just saying, I am not going to be like that. As I keep telling my boys, look, take the best stuff out of your parents, the best behaviors, the best way that we have, shown you and demonstrated, because monkey see, monkey do, of how to cope with life, and then leave that other trash behind. Leave that toxic stuff that, the habits, the toxic habits that we have as parents with those kids, and just dump that crap. Because I will take on, I become aware, oh, that's a positive trait. I like that. Okay, I like the way that they stood up to me, but I don't want to do it with such harsh words. So I'm going to stand up for myself, but I'm going to get a script in my head that I can go to, a go-to script that lets me stand in my power, but also stop the toxic energy. So a basic thing of that is that, wow, like your opinion. So somebody's giving you an opinion on something and you go, that's great. I'm glad that you think that way. I prefer to think like this. And if they're willing to listen, you let them listen. If they want to change the topic, you go, I haven't finished speaking yet. And you say it in that monotone I have found that if you keep your level of voice, this works really well. As a teacher, this is the one skill. The more times that you can go into somebody's ear and just lean over and whisper, "You're a little asshole." But no, I didn't do that. But don't you dare do, blah, blah, blah. You need to quiet your voice down now. There's no one wants to listen to you anymore today. You can have your time out in the playground. Little things like that. And if you whisper that into their ear, the drama reaction that they want is actually diffused because they don't want it. And they will scream and, your kids will scream and carry on and whatever. But you stay the calm amongst the storm. And they're like, what? Why can't I get a reaction out of this person? Oh, I'm going to someone else, So you've removed that toxic energy subliminally by not reacting. So 2 things, the projection, the intention, right? That's the first one. So what are you projecting out? What's the intention of that projection? Is it toxic? Is it not toxic? Being aware of that. The second one is your reaction to other people being toxic to you. What is your reaction? Do you need to react, or is it not worth fighting over? It's not worth your energy. Take your power back and stop giving useless people, toxic people, the energy that they want to fight with you. It's not worth the battles at all. Just stay calm and go, well, if you can't do it how I want it done, I'm going to go find somebody else to do it for me. And the last one is that permission. I give you permission to not be around toxic people. Sometimes you need to give yourself permission not to put yourself back into that environment of that toxic, dramatic, enabling, yucky love. The yucky love. Not the unconditional love. I'm not talking about that one now. I'm talking about the yucky love, the expectations, the obligations of what a family is supposed to be part of in society. So, I have gathered over my 50 years of life that you only need at least 6 non-toxic people around you in your life. You don't need 100 people, the likes, subscribes, whatever, blah, 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 blah. Although it's good because it helps YouTube. Algorithms, that's the only reason you need it. So subscribe if you haven't already. Anyway, the non-toxic friends are those who accept you for who you are, who understand that sometimes you're going to shove some shit in their face and they're going to have to deal with it, and they're okay with that. That you can be dressed in your jammies and they can turn up and they can look at you and go, yeah, good day. Things like that. Or they can be family members. So you need 6, I've worked out at least 6. So that 6 degrees or 7 degrees of bacon, Kevin Bacon thing. Anyway, those of you who are old enough to remember that, go check it out. Go Google that, 7 degrees or 6 degrees of bacon. And it's like Kevin Bacon was always 6 people away from anybody else that he's starred in with a movie. From anybody in Hollywood. It was hilarious. It'll be probably more now that Kevin Bacon hasn't been doing as much. But anyway, I digress. Let's go back to why you need 6. I think 6 is enough. So 6 is a great amount to have around a dinner table, or, to go away on a weekend away, a fun weekend away. 6 people is enough so that at least you'll have 2 of you being able to go and have a coffee. You can have different types of combinations of that. And so, 6 is pretty good to help support you. Here's the thing. Those 6 beings, because I'm not going to say just people, They can be partners, sure. They can be family members. They can be friends that you have around you right now. They can be children. They can be work colleagues. They can be pastors, carers, doctors. They can be counselors, because they serve a purpose in your life and they accept you for who you are. They're the non-toxic beings in your life. They can also be pets. All the fur babies out there, they are the best non-toxic beings out there. My cat listens to me for hours. He does meow back at me, so I know he is listening. But we have great conversations and we do a lot of telepathy. So he's my practice bunny. He helps me work that out. So I'll often go, "Where are you?" And out he pops. He comes out physically and says, "Hello, Mum, I'm here." So fur babies, also pets, wildlife, even if you have a specific bird that comes in and says hello to you every morning with your morning meditation when you're outside, that's your non-toxic being with you at this time. You can also have the postman or the delivery guy. The ones who you just have a quick, simple conversation like, "Thank you, awesome, my parcel's arrived." That's happy, joy, 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 happy. And that becomes a non-toxic relationship. Think outside of, I have to be with these people because they are part of my family, because they are part of my friend group, because I am in a team sport, because you can have the bare minimum exposure to them that you need to. You don't have to be there all the time. You don't have to be exposed to that toxic energy all the time. And when you know you're going to be exposed to it, you protect your energy. You do those layers of work on yourself to help you cope through those exposures. All right. So my beautiful Oracle card deck coming out in December, the Naughty Oracle, by myself, Naomi Beth, and illustrated by beautiful Dorothy Davidson. She's the Ineffable Artist. So the links are in the description below on Instagram. She has her other artwork up there. And so the appropriate one that fits with toxic people is Sinister Sistas, Find Your Soul Tribe. Excuse me, I'm just going to reach down and get my book. So this is my big book that I have because I'm still waiting for my advanced copy deck to come through. Once we have that, I'll be able to read it and have it all there for you. So now I've got to find it. It's down the S part. So I've got my big things here. So this is about, can you see the Sinister sister here? She's doing a peace sign, but on her back, she's giving you the finger. Very important focus here. So up front, she's like, "Oh, peace, sister, peace." But on the back, she's like, "Woo." Yep. Sinister. Sinister sister. Okay, so here's what I say about this card. Turn sinister to sacred. Are you being a downright sinister sister to someone in your life right now? Okay, remember, my work is not about other people doing shit to you. It is about you and what you're projecting out there as well to other people. Conscious of it, awareness, intent. So you're feeling a bit nasty towards someone, change those thoughts. If you do not, you will create so much more drama than you need to create. So change that sinister into sacred. So are you hanging around the wrong crowd for you? Well, stop it. Just don't. Join a different club, find new friends. These ones suck. They are not good for your soul. So turn the sinister into sacred friendship and find your sacred tribe. So when you get this card out of the deck, you ask these questions. Are your friends being kind to you? Are you being an untrue friend to someone else at this time? Do you need to explore and find a new tribe? All right, are you ready for the affirmation? We do the clearing statement and then we do the raising vibration statement. So let's do the clearing statement. I now choose to delete and cancel any and all negative mindsets and thought forms that I have about friendships and relationships that have been projected or conditioned into me, or that I have placed onto anybody else in any direction and dimension of time and space, and I send love and compassion to all those involved. Let's do the raising vibration one. I am a sacred being and deserve to be loved by my true tribe. I am a sacred being and I deserve to be loved by my true tribe. You can keep repeating that as many times as you need to. So when this deck comes out in December, get yourself a copy, and all of these affirmations and statements are there. And if there's something that's niggling at you all the time, then, do the work for yourself. Do the work for yourself. Change that mindset. Change those projections. Get rid of that toxic energy and toxic thoughts. Move into sacred relationships. Move away from the toxic people. You only need six beings that are non-toxic in your life to feel whole. That's how I see it. And sometimes those 6 will change over the time. So a friend will leave because there's no longer needed to be that friendship, and then somebody else will pop in. And that's all I need. Sometimes I have more than 6, and that's great too. Obviously I need that capacity, and I need that non-toxicity in my life to come in to counterbalance the toxic energy that I'm having to clear from my life lessons at this time. So, what's your intent, your projection out into the world? What's your reaction to the toxic people around you? And what permission do you give to get away? Oh, my throat is so activating. Talking about all this, because this is what I have been working on for probably 6-7 years now. I didn't know I was working on this, but I've come to the epiphany, the realization that this is what it is. I'm removing that toxic energy, that need that I have, that conditioning that I have, that I have to be there for other people. Don't. No. I am here to help myself heal. I am here to touch people's lives in small, significant ways, whether that is to push them into their own healing or whether that is to send them into a higher vibration. That is your choice, because it depends on the reaction that you have to what I say. Get it? Get it? Good. All right. Thanks for being here. Oh, you like my hoodie? We all need space. It's from the Australian Research and Space Exploration, or ARS for short. I love a good gimmick. But yeah, it's beautiful and warm today on a winter's day. So find your sacred friendships or your sacred family. Your family doesn't have to be the one you're born with. Very important. Okay, people. 6 people. Projection, intention, reaction, and permission to not get attached to that toxic energy anymore. All right. Deep breath, remove the toxic energy and allow yourself the opportunity to be at peace. Heal yourself and be at peace. All right, love yous lots. Catch us next week. Bye, bye, bye.